So, in her book, The Art of Gathering, Priya Parker talks about the power of intentional, purpose-driven gatherings. I, too, believe in creating experiences and spaces that mean something and that change us for the better. I don't know about you, but as a survivor myself, it has been quite an emotional evening already. So, if you would indulge me, so we can all become present together, I'd love if we could take one collective deep breath. It helps me also, to ground, to be present, and to feel grateful that we all get to be here together. So you can just inhale and exhale. So much better. Okay, thank you. I would like to start this evening by reading part of a chapter from my book, Bearing It All. This chapter was written almost a year after my diagnosis and captures the moment when survivorship collided with the weight of everything I've been holding on to. This chapter is titled Aftershock. December 28th, 2021. It's Tuesday night. The kids are at their various sports practices, and I'm at home cooking dinner. I stare blankly at the vegetables sauteing in the pan. I am stuck in a loop of thoughts about all I have been through, all cancer has taken from me, and all cancer has mysteriously gifted me. I think, around the corner is 2022. What will it bring? Will this time of year, this anniversary of mammograms, biopsies, and diagnosis always be tough for me? My eyes begin to burn and then water, and I know it's not from the onions. I fall to the floor and curl up in a ball. My body shakes like an earthquake. My tears are a rainstorm. I am hysterical, uncontrollably crying. I let it all flow out. The emotions can come out of nowhere lately. I'll feel fine one day, and the next, I'm thinking, what happens if cancer is still in my body, or if it returns? This is not the first time these unwelcome thoughts have overwhelmed me, and these feelings have taken over my body. I am learning the heavy weight of trauma, the uncertainty it carries, every ache, every pain, every scan, every checkup. I will never know why cancer chose me. And as much as I may want to know I do not need to understand it at all. So let's go back to how I got there. We've lost my slides. My pictures.
Tech problem. Fire me.
That's okay. Thank you. I think it went to sleep before. December 30th, 2020. Ah, yes, the COVID-19 pandemic. When everyone was home and every room was full. I was sitting at a small desk that had been moved into my bedroom and made into a makeshift workspace. With 3 kids, a husband, a dog, and myself, it seemed like there was barely room to ever breathe. I remember the light coming in the window was soft and gray. My laptop sat open, papers scattered, but my mind was elsewhere. There was no work to get done. 6 days earlier, I had had 2 biopsies after suspicious areas were found during a routine mammogram. Then my phone rang, and I knew what I would hear before I even answered it. My stomach dropped, as I yelled down the hall to my husband, who was in his makeshift office, our kid's bedroom. He knelt down beside me, right next to the desk, put his hand on my leg as if bracing us for what was coming. I put the phone on speaker. My doctor's voice was calm but heavy, like the calm before a storm. And then she said the words that I will never forget. "I'm so sorry, Amy. Both biopsies came back positive. It's cancer." Dr. A had been part of my life since I was 13. She saw me through 3 pregnancies and helped bring my babies into this world. And now she had to call me and tell me that I had breast cancer. "It's definitely not what we wanted or expected at your age," she said, "but we've caught it early, and that's important." She kept talking, but the world went quiet. All I could hear was the pounding of my own heartbeat and my husband's breath beside me. That was almost 5 years ago. It feels like a lifetime ago, and also like it was just yesterday. I can still feel the tears rolling down my cheeks, the way fear filled every inch of my body in a way I had never experienced before. Cancer. How could I have cancer? I'm so young and healthy. I'm the healthiest I've been in years, was all that could run through my mind, and all I could do was shake my head in disbelief. I hung up the phone and sobbed heavily into Derek's arms. Try to get that back. Our marriage was quite unstable at that time, and I wondered how we would make it through, if we would make it through. In those first hours, everything felt blurry, like I was watching a slow motion movie. I can remember the smell of the coffee next to me, cooling beside me, my kids laughing and being on online school in their various spaces in the house, and thinking, how is life still happening now? That's the thing about cancer. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It crashes in, uninvited, and demands your attention. But it's also the beginning of a story that many of us have known all too well. A story of fear, resiliency, and ultimately, awakening. And while your story might be different than mine, I know many of you have either received that call, been in the room with someone who did, or spent sleepless nights wondering if you may get that phone call. I'll never forget an acquaintance of mine, soon after I was diagnosed, who was a breast cancer survivor, saying to me, "One day you'll be able to see the gifts from this." I know to some of you, that may seem impossible right now. It was for me too. At the time, I honestly thought she was completely nuts. There couldn't possibly be anything good that would come from this, from cancer. But after enduring multiple surgeries, changes to diagnosis and treatment plans, chemo, radiation, immunotherapy, and a few extra fun scares along the way, all of which forever changed my body and my life, I can finally see what she meant about those gifts. For the first time, this most recent anniversary didn't haunt me like it has in previous years. I feel healthy, I feel strong, and I feel so alive. Thank you. Cancer helped me see and not deny the immense light that I emanate, a light that others had always told me existed. Cancer taught me so much about myself and what actually matters in this life. Cancer helped me see my beautiful body, every roll, wrinkle, and all the spaces where parts of me were sadly taken. Cancer saved my marriage, bringing us together in a way that may not have happened otherwise. Cancer taught me to not waste time. Cancer helped me reclaim this voice. I don't share these gifts as a way of sugarcoating cancer at all. Breast cancer cannot ever be tied up in a pretty pink bow and called done. Rather, these are reminders that strength comes from facing the dark, not from pretending that it isn't there. Truth is, cancer sucks. And, amen. And it has given me beautiful gifts. Tonight, we are here to celebrate, to honor, to shine light into the darkness that cancer can bring. And that means telling the truth about the pain and the beauty, the heartbreak and the hope. There's actually something sacred about realizing that you have made it through something you weren't sure you could survive. You start to notice life differently. The way the sunlight feels on your skin, the quiet moments in between the mad chaos of life. Remember, I said I have 3 children, a dog, and a husband in my house. And the gratitude that sneaks in even on the hardest days. That is not denial. That is your rebirth. Most people know and talk about the physical impacts of breast cancer. But as I found out, and you may have as well, this disease scars you emotionally and mentally as well. It can be hard to share those emotions with people when all you hear are things like, be strong and stay positive. Well, before cancer, Amy was the queen of optimism. When I was diagnosed, I remember I declared I would embrace cancer. I truly thought that if I just stayed positive, I could outthink all the fear. Well, when I was hit with unexpected curveballs along the way, the positivity cracked. And under it, I found anger, sadness, and grief. All the things I've been trying to outsmile. At times, I felt deep shame saying how I was truly feeling. I didn't want people to think that I had lost hope. I was taking care of other people while I had breast cancer. What was I doing? Turns out, I was meant to feel it all. It's why I wrote my book, Bearing It All. I want other women to know that it is okay to feel all the feels. I want caregivers and the medical community to know what it is truly like to go through this thing that we call breast cancer. And that every emotion, feeling, the highs, the lows, they are all part of the process. My friend and soul sister Courtney, who is here tonight, came to visit me multiple times throughout cancer. She didn't bring pep talks or advice. She came to sit with me, to help me laugh, to let me cry, to let me fall apart, and to lift me up when I was ready, and then remind me of who I truly am. She didn't try to fix me, no matter how uncomfortable my emotions may have made her feel. She simply held space for me through the pain and the strength. Through her presence, I always felt safe and I always felt seen. I share this with all of you because many of you here tonight are Courtney's. You show up. You love someone through it. You may never know how much that love means to that woman. To every caregiver, doctor, nurse, friend, partner, and anyone I left off the list. Sincerely, thank you. Love is not a cure, but it is powerful medicine. As patients and survivors, we are often told to stay positive, as I said, as if feeling scared, sad, or angry means that we're doing it wrong. Courtney's presence and her support reminded me of something I think we all need to hear from time to time. Strength does not mean pretending you are fine. Strength means allowing yourself to feel it all and trusting and knowing that you will still be loved exactly for who you are. That's why communities like Keepers of the Flame matter so much. They shine a light when things feel dark. They remind us that even in the toughest moments, we do not have to walk this path alone. We've just witnessed women strutting across this runway, scars, stories, and all, showing the world what beauty truly looks like. That is what tonight is about, reclaiming our bodies, our voices, our light, celebrating beauty, not in spite of what we have been through, but because of it. Look around the room. This room is proof that healing and joy can coexist, that the sparkle of a disco ball can dance right beside the sacred strength of sisterhood. When you support Keepers of the Flame, you are not just making a donation or bidding on an auction. You are helping a woman impacted by breast cancer feel seen, supported, and celebrated exactly as she is. You are making a woman heal. I want to speak now to all of my breast cancer sisters in this room who may feel like their world has been shattered. I know there are nights when fear creeps in and won't let you sleep. Mornings when you wake up wishing it was all just a bad dream. Moments when you look in the mirror and you barely recognize the woman staring back. I know how heavy it feels to carry questions you can't answer and to wonder if you will ever feel like yourself again. And I know you are tired of being brave, tired of having to smile when inside you're falling apart, tired of showing up to every appointment, every treatment, every conversation with the weight of strong stamped on your chest. Sometimes you don't want to be strong. You just want to be human. I know because I am you. Hear me when I say this, please. You are not your diagnosis. You get to choose not to be defined by cancer, by scars, by test results, or by anyone else's expectations. You are whole, you are beautiful, You are vibrant even when you feel broken. Yes, your body has changed. Yes, your life has forever changed. And yes, you have probably changed. But you are still here, and that is a gift. You don't have to be perfect to be radiant. You don't have to be fine to be worthy. You just have to keep showing up, one breath, one step, one heartbeat at a time. So tonight, as you shake it on the dance floor and the disco lights shine around you, let them remind you of your own light, the one that no diagnosis could ever dim. My sisters, you are the light. And tonight, we proudly shine that light together. Thank you.